Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790 AM.
Brought to you proudly by Sportsman's Warehouse, Counts Marine, the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency, and Avery Superstore.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray as we say hello to all of you folks in Brownsville, Tennessee on 1520 AM and 95.3 FM. And, of course, all you folks in Jackson on News Talk 101.5. And, of course, right here in Memphis on ESPN 790. Great show, fast show. It's hard to believe we've already been through an hour, what we consider the fastest 90 minutes in outdoor radio programming. Don King and Betsy Woods from the TWRA have been with us. Will continue to be with us in studio. We'll hear some more from Don on his guitar. And, of course, this is fourth Saturday, which means it's bonus Ron Wong, and Ron is with us. Ron?
Good morning, everybody.
Hang in there, Ron. And, of course, John Gordon from Ducks Unlimited is also with us. And I know that do you do any bow hunting? Have you ever?
I do, yes.
All right. Have you ever shot an aspirin? Have you ever taken an aspirin, much less? No?
I've taken a few, but I've never shot one.
Well, we got the guy on the line. I know you hadn't, Ron. Sit back down. Okay, unless it was bow fishing. But we got the guy on the line right now that's going to be in Memphis for a wonderful event that's coming up on August 9th, 10th, and 11th out at the Agri Center. It is the Duck, Buck, and Bass Sportsman's Expo. And we got the guy that was on this show many years ago. Now he tells me he's been doing this for 34 years. I think he was 18 when he was on the show when things started. Maybe he was 17. I don't know. But it's Frank Addington Jr., better known to you folks out there as the Aspirin Buster. Good morning, Frank.
Well, howdy, and good morning to y'all, Ron and John and Larry. How are you?
We're doing great, and I guess they are. The other two have slept a while since we've been here.
Doing wonderful.
Doing good.
And we got to have, if we're going to have Frank on, we're going to talk about the Duck, Buck, and Bass Sportsman's Expo. We better get the guy that is putting the thing on and can be Frank's interpreter in case Frank says something I don't understand. We'll bring in Brian Rowan. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning. How are you? Thank you for having us with us. And, gosh, it's getting close.
It's getting
I think we're 15 days away.
How do you feel now, Brian? Are you ready? Are you still getting antsy? Are you ready?
We are. We're excited. We're a little antsy, but we're excited, and it's going to be a great show. Man, I tell you, we've got so many great companies coming that'll be in the Memphis area August 9th, 10th, and 11th at the Agri Center in Memphis. But one of the things, like we talked about last week, we wanted to bring people into the Memphis area that maybe hadn't been here in a while, maybe hadn't been here at all, but they're big names in the hunting and fishing industry.
Yes.
And they're an opportunity for people, hunters and fishermen, to come out, meet these guys, bring the kids out, get pictures with them. They're great people. They're just so down to earth, and they're very accessible.
Well, you've got one of those guys right now. He's on the line with us, and Frank. And Frank, I know this is an event that you look forward to every year. I know what everybody expects from you. Does that put any pressure on you when you know that people expect you to do this one thing?
No, but to keep from getting bored or let the audience get bored,
yeah,
I keep mixing it up a little. And, it's funny because this is my 34th year on stage, but my 48th year in archery. I'm 52.
Oh,
and
okay.
So I started at the age of 4. So what I do to mix it up, we've set a few more records. That the original baby aspirin behind the back was 94.
94, okay.
And that record still stands, but I've added to it. We did a show with Chuck Adams in Indianapolis, and I did 3 baby aspirin, 3 arrows, and that's a crazy shot.
That's a crazy shot. Did y'all hear that? 3 baby aspirins with 3 arrows. Okay.
And then on Sundays a lot of times we'll do, and I bring spotters up from the audience, and we'll do mustard seeds. We talk about Matthew 17:20, faith is a grain of mustard, and I'll put up a black barricade, a black backdrop, and I get the spotters where they can see these little seeds, and I let the thrower throw, and I go behind the back and hit these mustard seeds. And I don't quit until all 5 of my spotters agree that they've seen it. And sometimes when you've got kids as your spotters, they're hard-headed, or maybe they just don't see it, but 3 of them will say, yeah, we saw it, and 2 of them say, nope, didn't see it. So you got to shoot again until all 5 heads nod that they saw it. It's a fun shot. It's a very fun shot.
I have to admit, one of my favorite movies is Support Your Local Sheriff, and James Garner flips that silver dollar up in the air and shoots through it, and the guy said, "Oh, you didn't do that, did you? It already had a hole in it." He puts the tape over it, shoots it again. The tape is gone. Harry Morgan looks around and said, "You're our sheriff, man. You're our sheriff."
Well, you know what? You know the amazing thing, Larry. It's not the people come to see the fancy shooting. That's why they come. The media and everybody gathers.
Uh-huh.
But when they gather, guess what I do? I talk to these kids, and Brian's hosting this show, and there's tons of stuff for families to do. And what I tell the kids, turn off those video games, turn off the TV, turn off the computer. Parents, put your iPhones down, and y'all get in a bass boat together as a family. Go fishing, go hunting, go camping, hiking. Do family activities outdoors, and put away these gadgets. And the fancy shooting gets their attention, but it's the message I'm hoping that they listen to. Spending more family time outdoors, so our next generation, is raised knowing the same things I did. Peanuts and a Coke on a hot summer day along a trout pond or trout stream, and and my experimentation wasn't drugs. It was, will this lure catch that fish? Will this arrow hit that deer?
Oh yeah. And I know that, Brian, when you hear this, this is what you want to bring to this show, don't you?
Absolutely. And like I said, it is a family event. How many times have you ever seen anybody hit an aspirin with an arrow? That's just unheard of. I have big enough problem shooting a bow and arrow straight and level, much less behind my back.
And it is behind his back. And I got to admit, I looked up some of this stuff, and CNN's Jeannie Mose dubbed Frank the William Tell of popping pills. And I thought that was a pretty appropriate thing to do this. So tell our listeners out there, and you've told this story many times, who put you up to this? Because I've looked at this, and I've seen where a couple of your heroes had told you to toss a Pepsi can in the air and challenge you to hit it. How did this aspirin bit come about?
Well, see, Reverend Stacy Grosscup, when I was growing up, he was a very famous exhibition shooter.
Yeah.
And he's the first guy in North America or in the world to hit 7 consecutive aspirin in a row without missing. Well, if you go back in history, that man's father baptized my father when Dad was born.
Really?
Now, the weird thing about that story was in the mountains of West Virginia. I live in Texas now.
Yeah.
But that was in the mountains of West Virginia. Stacy, his father moved away, so there was no more contact between the two families. That baptism took place, dedication, and then no more contact. And then when I became about 10, 11, 12, I became Stacy's thrower. I would throw the targets for him, and he was doing these shows. And when I turned 18, he took a Pepsi can and said, "Son, see if you can hit it." And he threw the can in the air, and I hit the can. And that day he shoved me out in front of an audience. And that was 34 years ago. And people like Fred Bear impacted my career.
Oh,
Earl
yeah.
Hoyt with Hoyt Archery.
Chuck Adams, I know
Adams.
that. Yeah. And you can look at it in this, and your hookup with Hoyt, too, goes back a long way with Earl and Ann Hoyt, which is really strange. I don't know if you know who's following you on this show today, but it is 3-time Olympian archer Brady Ellis, who is the world's...
what a great guy.
What a wonderful guy, and he's a Hoyt man. So we got back-to-back Hoyts here, but I'm really excited with Brady following you, and so we look at this thing now. So, Brian, this is all coming together now. We had T-Bone on last week.
That's right.
And we got Frank this week, but you're going to have a lot of things going on out there, aren't you?
We do. There is so much going on all weekend. A lot of giveaways. Like we've got $1,500 in show bucks to give away from Final Flight Outfitters. We are giving away a 3-day deer hunt.
Yes.
From Trophy Club Outfitters, a sniper hunting a trail camera. We've got the actually, you just mentioned Hoyt. We're giving away a Hoyt Power Max bow package from the Avery Outdoors. So that's something we're going to be giving away. Yep.
Wow.
And then we've got the 2 family 4-pack tickets to the Talladega Speedway. That's the October 12th and 13th race. We've got so much stuff going on, and it's not something that you can't come to and walk away with. There's people that you can talk to about deer hunting, duck hunting, turkey hunting. It's something you're going to come to the show, walk through, and when you leave, it's going to be it's good. It's an experience. When you leave, you'll have experienced a great event and something you can walk away with and say, hey, there's something that I can take to the fall hunting season, whether it be bibs, waders, or whatnot. We've got those guys out at Final Flight. They're going to have some tons of clothing and hunting apparel at great prices. If nothing else, come out and get stocked up for the fall hunting season.
And Frank will be accessible. Frank, you will be there. Brian, how many days will Frank be there?
He's there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
All right, all 3 days. Yes.
Yeah, so come out Friday, come out Saturday, or come out Sunday. Just come out.
And let me ask before we let you go, Frank, I know you have performed at the Tavern on the Green in Central Park, the Cow Palace in San Francisco, symphony events, fairs, festivals, and everything else. Private show for Toby Keith. How about that? I'd be really nervous at that. Anything says private. I was going to tell
you, too, when you were talking about the Hoyt bows, George Strait shoots a Hoyt, too.
Yes, he does. So when you come to this show in a couple of weeks, will you have that same enthusiasm as you would if you were at the Cow Palace?
Buddy, I'm already there.
Yeah.
Elvis going to have to move over that weekend.
I'm
coming to Memphis, baby.
Oh, my goodness. That does it now. We almost made it without Elvis. That is the week. Okay, everybody knows that. Hey, Frank, buddy, thank you. Look forward to seeing you again at the show. Brian, thank you again for participating on Outdoors with Larry Ray, and it's going to be a great show. Folks, you need to go to, here it is now, it's duckbuckandbassexpo.com. Get your tickets. Go ahead and get them in advance. You can get a one-day ticket. And, again, we're going at AM 790's Facebook page. You have a chance to win a bunch of tickets. So get on out there and be ready on that event. Thank you, guys. We'll talk to you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank y'all.
Y'all have a great day now.
All right, thank you. All right. Lead us out here, Don King, again.